Okay, then let's start. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the first session of Unlock Your True Potential, how to get best out of yourself by tapping into your unused potential. So, let's start with the basic things which you need to know in the beginning. So, this program, I want to thank you for joining in, and you have taken a right decision to change your life, to live your life on your terms. Now, this course we're gonna discuss different aspects of our potential. Now, you may be knowing that we use less than 10% of our potential, so how to increase it, and first of all, how to figure out we have to figure out how we got these limitations, and then how to blow them off. So that's what we're gonna discuss here. So two things I want to say upfront. First, don't believe anything I say. So you don't have to believe it. You just have to do it, give it a try. So try it once, and then if it works, you can apply, change your life. If it doesn't work, then we will figure out something else. Put it off. Okay. So of course you can give me feedback, then I can tell you like if there is a application better way to apply it, then I can help you with that. So don't believe anything, but give it a try. So apply it at least once, and then you can decide whether it's working or not, because these things, these principles, whenever I tried them, I applied them in my life, they work in the real world. So anytime when these principles never worked in my life was the time when I didn't apply them. Maybe because I was overconfident, or maybe I forgot to apply them. Whenever I don't apply, that's the only time when these principles don't work. Rest of the times I've seen applying, working, I have applied these principles and my life has been changed because of that. So don't believe, but try. Apply them in your life. And second thing is you learn faster and you remember more when you participate. So try to do the apply these things in your life, do assignments, and by those assignments you will learn these things from, like, when we say that we learning means behavioral change. If your behavior is not changing, then you are not learning. So when you participate, then you really learn, and then you will see changes in your life. So you learn faster by participation, and learning is always, you can measure your learning. If your behavior changes, that's your learning. If your behavior doesn't change, you are not learning. So this course is not a wishy-washy motivation course. It's not like you just get into a seminar, you hear it, and you work out with new skills and mindset. Because these things don't, like these kind of seminars, like motivation seminars, they don't work. There are a lot of videos on the internet, and people hear them, and then they can't continue with the motivation, and then they find difficulties in that. So it's not like that. It's not such a course or video which you see on the internet, on YouTube and all. The real power is with you. It's not the strategy, it's the application of the strategy. So you have to apply the things. So we will be giving you assignments and the strategies to shorten your learning curve, to learn the best things, the best strategies of the people, of the successful people who have achieved success in this world. So you'll get the best strategies. You have to apply those things by doing the assignments. And if you do the drills, you will definitely get the skills. And second thing we're going to provide is the coaching. So first you're going to get to know about the best strategies which work in the real world. And then second thing is coaching to master those strategies. Because many times people know the strategies, but they don't know how to master them. So you're gonna get both the things, but you have to do the assignments. You have to apply those things in your life. Like whenever you have to learn something, like driving or maybe playing basketball or anything else, You can't just learn driving by just seeing a video on the YouTube. In order to drive really in the real world, on a real road with a real vehicle, you have to practice driving again and again. Of course, if you get a coach, that's a very easy, the task becomes easy. So you can't learn these things just by watching. You have to apply these things. So do the assignment and then you can go further, and we can go to the advanced stuff also. If you apply the basic stuff, your life will change, and then we can work on other advanced strategies. Now, this course outline, first we have 4 modules in that. The first module is about knowing yourself, unlock your true self. So here we're going to discuss why some people are successful and other people are not successful, poor or mediocre, and what went wrong. Why some people are successful, what went wrong with all other people. So we're going to discuss that in the first module. In the second module, we're going to discuss how to master your mind. Now, we all know that when you want to do something, we generally have opposite things in our mind. Your mind, instead of supporting you on your journey to achieve your dreams, the mind is hindering it. And the thing is, we need to know how to master our mind so that not only it gets out of your way, but the mind will help you to get the achieve the dreams. So that's what we're going to discuss in the second module, and we're going to discuss different strategies to master your mind. Third is all about motivation strategies. Now, we all see that we hear so many things about motivation, we see so many videos, but the motivation factor is kind of a mystery. Nobody can understand, like till now, everybody says, like we find some people they are self motivated, and some people they hear so many things about motivation, they watch so many videos about motivation, and still they are not motivated at all. So how to be self motivated in any situation? So today also we're going to discuss one of the factors about motivation, but how to develop self motivation. That's what module 3 is all about. So in general case and in the extreme adverse environment, when external environment is full of difficulties, at that time how to be motivated. And third thing is the power of meditation. It's all about getting access to a switch. Just imagine you have a switch and your everything is going difficult and your mind is very restless, and just you press that switch and your mind calms down. You get the ability to understand, to think clearly, just by a momentary press on a switch. So by meditation you can access that mental switch by which you can just press the switch and you will be calmed down instantly within few minutes. So that's what meditation is all about. And then later on we're gonna we will discuss some strategies by which you can always live in that meditative state so that you will be way more productive than you are right now. So let's go further. So let's dive into today's session. Now, the most dangerous words which can hamper your learning are, there are 3 words in English. I know that. Now, your mind will be telling you these things again and again, because many of these strategies, you may have known them or you may not know them. But whenever you see that your mind is telling you that you know them, I know that, if you hear this voice in your mind, then you have to switch that question. Because if you say, I know that, now knowing has a different meaning. You know something when you apply it in your life, when you live it. If you are not living it, then you don't know it. So you may have heard it, you may talk about it, you may remember it even, but if you don't live it, you don't learn it. You never learned it, you never know that. So just paraphrase that question, that phrase, that statement. How can I learn from that? Just flip it as a question and ask yourself, how can I learn from that? And you can even acknowledge your mind. Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing. But still, what can I learn from that? So that's how you can improve your learning. Now, what you need to ask yourself is, what do successful people they do differently to be successful? Why they are successful? Why others are not successful? So just ask this question to yourself. Now, whenever I ask these questions, I get different kind of answers. And I similarly just immediately I ask the question, what is limiting you? And how do you define impossible? And the general answers I get are like there are certain forces, situations, like people give all kind of answers. They give answers like I don't have resources, I belong to a poor family or a middle class family, I'm not educated, I'm stuck in a bad situation, not famous. Now these kind of things, they are the excuses or they are the stories which keep you stuck in your current situation. Now if you think that if you may be having these reasons or maybe something else, now whatever it is, we have to find out how to how to break those beliefs. Now this is a person, he is he's a blind person. Let's play this video and you will get to know about it. Let's watch a video and you will understand more about your capabilities.
World access for the blind. I lost my first eye at the age of 7 months and my second eye at the age of 13 months. Echolocation is actually very simple. The physics of echolocation is very simple and easy to understand. It's similar to vision in a lot of ways. You have energy, in this case acoustic energy, instead of light energy, and the energy goes out from the individual. In our case, it's in the form of a tongue click. And then that energy bounces off of everything in the environment, all surfaces everywhere, and it comes back to the listener. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to familiarize myself with the area by clicking and listening to the returning echoes, and also keeping track of where I go and where I come from. Now there's a structure here, a small one, or well, it's a pole. I see. So now it really does open up. Here's another pole. And this is probably a court. Yeah. So this would be a basketball court. And there would be the hoop. For us, it's all about freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to be, without conditions, without restrictions. And flash sonar is just one element of that. It's one component of that. Most blind people spend much of their time on someone's arm or holding someone's hand or being directed by others. You won't develop these skills under those conditions.
Now he is teaching others also.
We know one thing, that somewhere on the other side over there is another building. Now, let's click to see what we hear on this side. Not so much, right? Like some things, but nothing as pronounced as a building. So let's step out into the parking lot and let's try to stay alive. Keep me alive.
During the course of the workshop, we take a hands-off approach. So hands are off. No one touches him. No one guides him. No one leads him. No one tells him what to do or where to go. And that is how the navigation system of a blind person becomes repaired.
Let's go out, but not yet. Listen to traffic. When it's clear, then you can go. Okay? There. Listen. Go ahead and go. Cane out in front of you and use your click. Click, stop. Use your cane, short cane. You're getting close to a car. Use your short cane. I don't want your cane touching it. Thank you. Wow. His pace has picked up. You see that, Daniel?
It really has.
He's walking a lot faster now. Brian, thank you for keeping me alive.
So
I'm Daniel Kish.
now he lost his eyes when he was 1 year. Now one eye in 7 months and another in 13. Now he developed his physical limitation. He just blew the capability cap which he was having on his physical body. Now he lost his eyes, but he didn't stop right there. He adapted himself to the new environment and he used sound to see the world. Now he was in a terrible situation. Now a person who is generally having this kind of situation, he's very pessimistic. But he developed it, so we can develop some of the things, and we can increase our abilities. So that's one of the examples with you when you don't have when you have a bodily limitation and you can still work it out and learn so many things. There is no such thing as limitation. We just have to find a way to get to adapt to a new things. We just have to find another way to do the same thing which we want to do. Let's go further. Now you may be knowing this man, right? Steve Jobs. Now education, he was a college dropout and he started a company from a garage at the age of 21. And when he started a company, within 2 years, by the age of 23, he was a millionaire. And after a few years, he was fired from his own company. Now, just imagine when you are fired from a company which you made successful, which you created, and what would be your mental situation at that time? Now, he could have committed suicide at that time. He was depressed, of course, but he didn't stop right there. He went ahead and founded two more companies, Pixar and Next. And then later on, he was asked to come back to Apple as CEO, and he brought those two companies back, and they are responsible for iPad, which we can say that it's a new revolution. So your education has nothing to do with success. You just have to find the right strategy, and then you have to execute it to get successful. So Steve Jobs is one of the examples where we know that he was having problems, but still there was no barrier as education in his life. So education is not a barrier. Now sometimes you are having a thought that you have a bad college or anything. That's not a limitation. You can still do anything whenever, you just have to find a resource. Wherever it is, you can go and do it. Now let's go to the extremities. Now Viktor Frankl, he was kind of educated, so he did his PhD also. But in 1942, he was arrested and sent to a concentration camp. Now concentration camp is not a prison. In concentration camp, you have extreme torture, and when he was getting tortured over there. His father died in just 6 months. He didn't survive the concentration camp. His brother died, and his mother was killed in that concentration camp. Like, he was having different concentration camps. In 3 years, he changed four of them. No, he didn't do it on purpose. He was sent there. So he lost his father, he lost his wife, he lost his brother, and his mother. Everyone died in just 3 years. And he was seeing so many other people who were thinking about committing suicide in those concentration camps. But he was very positive, and he helped a lot of people to get out of that and to have positive attitude in that situation. So he was set free in 1945, and then he wrote a bestseller, A Man's Search for Meaning, and then he also developed logotherapy, which was developed in his days of concentration camps. Now he has a very good quote. He says, "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." Now, most of the people, they hear these things, but they don't know how to do it. And that's what this course is all about, to learn how to develop that positive attitude. Now, we hear so many things about positive attitude. Now, you may be inspired by Victor, but how to continue, like how to have it in your mind, to be, how to integrate that positive mental attitude inside yourself. So that's what we're going to discuss. It's not about just inspired by somebody else. You have to learn how to integrate that thing into your life, and integration is the most important thing. Most of the people, they just get inspired, but they don't know how to do it, how to bring that thing into themselves. And that's why we created this course, to teach those things, how to integrate those things into your life, so that you can own those things rather than just admiring those things. So all the things which are stopping you right now is you yourself. Now, we have scripts in our mind which gives limitations, and all those limitations, they are totally different from the viewpoint, from the perspective of successful people. Now, what we have to do is we have to find those limiting scripts, the scripts which are limiting us. We just have to remove them and install the scripts which successful people have there in their mind. That's the only thing we have to do. Seems easy, but most of the time we don't know how this installation process works. So first of all, we have to understand the scripts we have. We developed them when we were baby, when we were just a just an infant. When an infant comes to this world, a child, he doesn't know how to deal with this world, and then he learns how to deal with people, how to deal with different situations, and then he is writing the manual. Now you will find that the child, he tries to cry sometime, he makes some sound, ooh, ooh, and he's on like nobody is giving attention to him. And then later on, he cries out to the to the loudest he can, and then everybody is just picking him up, giving him love and care. And that's, you will find most of the people live their world with this principle only. Whenever I cry, I whine, then people will give me support. And you will see that, you may have known, you have seen these things, that when you grow up, people don't behave in that manner. You may not get support, you may be ridiculed. So the thing is how to get rid of those scripts and develop a new one. And those scripts which you developed in your childhood, now most of the people who were studying this childhood behavior, they developed that there are three phases in which we develop these scripts. One is the childhood, which before the age of 5, and then 7 to 15. Before After 5, sometimes first phase goes up to 5, or sometimes to the age of 7, and then second phase till up to 15 to 17. There you go to school, have friends, and then you develop another set of scripts. And then most of the people, they stop right there. They don't learn anything new. Some people do learn, and that's the third phase, that's adult learning, in which you are right now. You may learn, you may skip. So these scripts which we developed in the childhood, now most of the connections, neural connections, are made before the age of 5. Now all those connections which we learned at that time, we need to update them, because they are meant to make us survive in this world, not to thrive, not to be successful. So you have to change those scripts. Now you learn those scripts in the beginning just to like survive in this world, to make best out of the resources you were having at that time. But now it's time to change those things. Now take a general example like reading and remembering processes. We learned at that time only. We didn't update them. And now we can really, we have a lot of experience. We can update them and get a new scripts which are very much applicable to our life right now. And along with that, we know that we are getting conditioned by teachers, parents, media, movies, friends. Now these are not our own scripts. These are the programming of different people around us, and they gave those scripts to us. Now we just have to, now we have a choice to find out which script is right, which script is useful to me, and which script is not. And that's what we have to see right now. And we have to develop those scripts, take those scripts which work, and get rid of those which doesn't. So you are, first of all, you are not this programming. So this programming is what goes in the head, which you call your mind. Your mind is giving you all these kind of, you always hear the chatter. Now you are not your mind. And when you disengage yourself from your mind, that's the only point when you get the choice, you get a freedom to choose what to do and what to avoid. Otherwise, you will find yourself running those scripts again and again in an automatic manner. So that's the only part. When you disengage with the mind, then you get a choice. Otherwise, you will find that in your smartphones, we have a default setting. And that's what we have right now. We developed those things in the beginning. Now default setting, which you get it when you pick up, when you take out your phone from your from the box. And that's what we did in the beginning. In the childhood, we were programmed. We program ourselves for survival. And those default settings, we are living on those settings right now. Now we can change it. We have the choice. Now, if we want to customize it, now generally we customize the smartphone, but we don't customize ourselves. That's our misfortune. So you can customize our life. We can customize the scripts, and we can be successful. So that's what we have to do here in this program. So we have to customize ourselves, and that will give us the freedom of choice, and then we can develop the real, like, we can live the life on our terms. Now in the next session, we're going to discuss how to recondition our mind, and to the automatic programming tape which we are running right now, how to change it, right? And second thing we're going to learn is how to bypass our real fear-based system which we are having, mental system right now, and live the life into your, like, on the basis of new script which we want to install. And of course, with that comes the different ways to program your mind and how to blow your limitations. Now we have different limitations. One example we saw is an example like the blind man. That's an example of physical limitation. Now we're going to discuss our different kind of limitations which we have right now. Like there are different kind of limitations. One is physical. Now people who have physical limitations, they generally, like, they think in the terms of impossibility. Now nothing is impossible. Nothing is truly impossible, we can say. So we have different limitations. One is physical limitation. We will discuss how to get rid of it. The next is emotional limitation. Now many people are very angry, many people are very upset, negative. So how to get rid of those negative emotions which we are having on day-to-day basis. So that's the second limitation we're going to discuss. Then again comes the thinking limitation. Now many people can't think on a broader terms. So we're going to discuss how to get rid of that limitation. Then second next thing is creativity, how to develop that creativity so that you can really have a creative vision about your future. And then again comes your responsibility, intention, abundance, discipline, willpower. All these things we're going to discuss in the coming upcoming courses, upcoming sessions. So that's what we have to understand, that by blowing those limitations, we can live the life according to our desires. We can achieve the dreams which we want to achieve. So what you have to do is you have to do the assignments. Let me give you the assignments you have to do. Now, in order to, I'm not getting the page right now. So first thing you have to do is you have to write down the things which are impossible for you right now. So it's not there in the PPT, so you can just write it down, and then you can you can join the submit the assignments, the answers in the Facebook group or in the WhatsApp group. So what you need to do is first you have to tell me the limitations you are having. What is the thing you want to achieve in your life? That's the first thing. Second is how you, like, if you have no limitation. Let me find out the assignment from the Facebook group, and then I'll tell you. That will be easy to say. So I have already posted it in the Facebook group, so you can join over there, and you can post them over there. So first thing is, if you have no limitation in your life, then what kind of life do you want to achieve? That's the first thing you have to write. So if you have no limitation and you can achieve anything, then what you want to get from your life, how your dream life looks like. Second is, what is stopping you from getting that life? Why? Whatever comes in your mind, just make a list, and whatever is stopping you from getting it. Third thing is, what solutions do you have right now which you think that you can like how what kind of strategy you are having, what kind of strategy you are having in order to get it. So according to your current resource condition. So tell me that, and then we'll go further to like coach you in that, in those things. And make sure you join the WhatsApp group, because where WhatsApp and Facebook group, because there we're gonna answer the questions you are having, and all kind of different things you want to get, like different kind of help you want to get in the course. So you're gonna get over there. Let me write that thing here so that you will get a. So these are the questions which we have. The first thing is, what do you want to achieve in your life? Second is, what is stopping you from your dream life? And third is, what solutions do you have right now? And then we will develop other resources. Then you will come back to these questions, and then you will change it. Okay. So thank you very much, and let's wind up for now. And for other further sessions, you have to join the course. You can join it at legacyclub.in. So the URL is there in the description, so you can join, and you can join the course and continue from there. Okay, thank you very much.